I just like to start out first and foremost with a little bit of recognition for a lot of the people that did a lot of work to make this trip happen for us. 10 days, taking an NFL organization on the road for 10 days is a challenge. There's a lot of logistics that go into that. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that do a ton of work to make it happen. Our operations department, Chris Matusik, our video department with Joey Glennon, our nutritionists to make sure the team is fed, Lauren Silvio and Lauren Antle did a fantastic job with that process. Our security team, they're working on securing multiple hotels and our travel, and with Benny Allen and his crew. Our training staff, you get training rooms and ballrooms and hotels, and being able to manage all that stuff is really impressive. So Matt Gregg and his crew, and then I think lastly the equipment guys, man, they have, you're trying to do practice gear and laundry and all the things you got to do away from our operation. It's a real challenge for those guys. They have their hands full, and I thought all of our support staff was lights out on the entirety of the trip. It was really cool to watch those guys work, and I just wanted to publicly acknowledge and appreciate all the work that they put into that to making this thing happen. So I'll let you guys go with your questions after that.
Callie, is this road trip maybe similar to the offseason competition you had? The payoff may not come until middle of the season when you hit some adversity?
Yeah, that's the idea. At the end of the day, this isn't necessarily just for right now. It's for what's ahead. A lot of the things that you encounter and be able to go through and talk about may not come up for some time. And we've had some experiences with it to where it's not a new subject. There's not anything that we're trying to run from in that sense. Like, we've been through this. It's not foreign. All that stuff is good. There's a lot of positives to it. It really, at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot of negatives to the whole process, and it's going to help us down the road.
What did you learn about your team, having seen them in what you refer to as an adverse situation?
I really enjoy our football team. I think we got a lot of people that love playing football, that love being around each other, and I like their resilience and toughness, and I think those things are going to serve us well as the season goes along. It's a lot of guys that really do like being around each other, and I think that does matter. And I love watching our team work because they don't really say much when it comes to they don't complain. They just get up and go, and I think that's appreciated. I don't know that that's always the case every year, every team, but I like the way our guys attack it.
I guess two-part question. I guess how's Dan Moore, and then secondly, the fact that Udo came in there for him, is that a sign that he's maybe moved up the ranks a little bit himself?
He's done well. There's some things about Ole that have been positive. He had some opportunities in the game, and I thought he did a nice job. That battle for the tackle spot is for that third tackle spot is open and full competition. Still looking for someone to rise up in that swing tackle position, and there's those guys are competing for it. Dan Moore should be fine. I haven't gotten the official injury report yet from Matt today, so I'll probably refrain from any official commentary. But I think he's in a good place.
What do you think of the way that Cedric lit up the running back there and set the tone from the start? And is the game slowing down for him, like he said?
He's sure playing that way. He's diagnosing quicker. He's reacting faster. He's making plays in the backfield, which usually tells you that things are slowing down. He's seeing what he needs to see and reacting in the proper time. That blitz was an indicator of what Ced does. He just tries to run through a guy's face, which part of that you like to see. He did it in Tampa Bay in practice. He's an effective blitzer. He's hard for backs to block because of his physicality, and that's the type of tone we want to set defensively. So that was really a positive step for him, and to do it in a game, big sack. It's always good to see. He's played well, and I'm happy with where he's at, and he's got to keep going.
Khalil had trouble in pass protection now in two different games. How much it usually keeps a running back off the field if you can't do things in that department?
Yeah, he's a young back learning how to protect in the NFL, and I think all these guys, when you're young, the young backs always have a learning curve. The one in the game, just had his hands wrong. His hands are outside, and they're going to call that every time. Had a bad miss in the Tampa game, so that's an area of improvement for him. Certainly, need to see more effectiveness in the pass protection part. We have guys that can protect. I think Julius has done a nice job, and Tony's an excellent protector too. So, he's got to keep coming, and that's an area of struggle for a lot of young backs, and he's had his moments that we need to improve on.
Not just
just because of the pick six last night, but Kendall Brooks, he seemed like he popped up making some plays throughout the course of the joint camp. What
has.
you noticed from him, and how many more opportunities might he be able to earn?
Yeah, one of the things that he does really well for us too is he does show up on special teams on top of it, and that's the role that he's fighting for. You know, that safety role on special teams and being a reserve safety and being able to come execute. I thought he did a really nice job anticipating that pick six. That was good to see. But he has flash. He's flashed in camp. He plays physically. He's a downhill style player. There's a lot of things about KB that we liked last year, and he's gotten better and improved over the course of this last offseason and training camp. So he's certainly in the mix. And again, the special teams part's going to be really big for him if he wants an opportunity. And so far he's done a good job.
The drop, the Van Jefferson on that deep over route, asked Cam about it, and he was like, well, maybe I should take a little off of it.
Yeah.
What's your take on that, and how do you like the way, because it's something he's done since high school, like always taking accountability for something, even when it's not his fault. What does that say to you about him?
I think there's a maturity in that. Most quarterbacks learn that, you know, whether or not it is their fault or isn't their fault, their job is to always take the blame for it. I thought it was a nice throw. I thought Van had a chance to catch it. I think you can always nitpick it and hey, if you took a little off, might have been easier. If you threw it 6 inches closer, it might have been. There's always a place to be better. Ultimately, I'd like to see them both connect on that. You know, there really wasn't. It would have been a tough catch. I think we can acknowledge it was a tough catch, but would have liked to see it get connected. You know, both between Cam, and Van. But I appreciate, you know, Cam's willingness to accept responsibility. He doesn't shy away from it. He knows things that he can do better, and he never has a moment where accepting responsibility is hard for him. You know, I think he understands the role and understands what it means to play quarterback, and that's part of it.
What's that communication like, you know, back and forth? Like when something goes wrong like that, from your perspective, what's his communication like with the guy who may be accountable or whatever?
It's great. He knows how to have the conversation. He's got a leadership quality to him that he understands how he's talking to people, who he's talking to, what tone he can take with them. It's a very natural feel for him. So and he's open. He's never gonna, unless he's adamantly sure that somebody made a mistake. It's a conversation. You know, hey, what could I have done better here to help? And I think that's what's allowed him to improve at the rate he's improved. Is he's very much willing to take coaching and take criticism and open himself up to be, where do I need to be better? And
Running hard enough on that route throughout, it looks like he slowed up early and then re-accelerated, and then Cam said he told him it was long.
yeah, I didn't see him as a slow up on that particular route. I thought he could have gotten a revolution deeper on the route, but I didn't see any issue with the speed that he was running with. The ball was out in front, you know, just enough. And again, like to see him connect, but obviously the throw and the catch point were a little bit off, and we didn't make it.
Marcus Harris seemed to really make a couple great plays.
Marcus has really come on. It's been good to see. You can see it slowing down for him some. He's starting to understand. He's playing with more confidence. He's playing the technique well. He does have real recovery speed. I think you saw in that play that to go track that ball down and get his hand on it. Saw a play like that similar in practice too this week. Very, very similar style recovery. So he's come on, and he's got to keep it coming as far as the performance goes. But I thought it was a good game for him.
To like not panic like he did. I think it was Wednesday that one, and then yesterday. Is that something that you've noticed has to be like coached into a player to be calm when you're beat, or like how does that process?
I think he trusts his speed. That's probably the first thing. You know, he knows he can recover. He got beat bad. He had the one touchdown he gave up, you know, because of his eyes were bad, you know, and that's the thing for a young player is the eye discipline. But him having the confidence in his speed to go track a ball down is good to see. I mean, not everybody has that speed. He certainly does, and he trusts it.
I know it's still early in the week, but what are your early thoughts about who needs to play, maybe who won't play, and how much work you need? And
still working through that. We still need plenty of work. We're not going to back off from the work standpoint. You know, we're still going to have 2 padded practices this week that we're allowed to have, and we're going to go practice just like we would have been practicing. So yeah, we're gonna work, and we still have work to do. We have still areas of improvement that we got to to keep tracking down. How much we play this week, I'm still working through. I don't have anything definitive on that at the moment, but my general early thoughts are that we're still going to play. How much we'll see. I'll let you guys know as I figure it out once we get through the injury report and all the stuff that we got to get through today. But plan on those guys, for the most part, playing.
Got a couple of situations where you've got a young developmental guy who clearly needs live experience. I'm talking regular season now.
Yeah.
And a veteran in front of him who probably could be more productive in the moment in a game.
Mm-hmm.
When you face those situations, Denver, LA, and beyond, how are you going to decide what to do?
I just make sure I understand the question. As far as like playing guys,
Third down.
Yeah.
You've got a veteran pass rusher with some experience who probably is going to give you better in the moment, and you've got a young pass rusher who needs to play those third downs to turn into who he's going to be.
Yeah.
How do you decide what you do?
there's a balance to that. But yeah, we're counting on a lot of young players to play for us in general and to get better. And the only way they get better is to play. That's part of the philosophy. When you have opportunities to let those guys go grow, they got to go grow. And, when it comes down to the actual regular season games, we're going to do whatever it takes to put ourselves in position to win on top of it. That's at the end all be all. That's our job. But you hope that those guys all have roles and can contribute and help, whether it's a third down or a first down or wherever it comes up in the game. We need those. We're going to need all those guys to help contribute, and they got to keep. The young players got to keep coming along, and then the veterans got to make plays when they have opportunities to make plays, and it'll allow us to hopefully field a competitive football team that way.
You can achieve kind of a balance between both is what I'm...
There's going to be, you have to have some balance there because, again, I think for us we're unique because of the amount of young players we're going to be counting on, first and second year players for sure, that you have to be able to be willing to let them go play, and they got to grow, and there's that's part of it.
Just to spin it back to the joint practices, you got to watch Penix a couple times. What are your thoughts on him?
I really liked him. I like his competitiveness. I think he seems like he's wired the right way. I thought he was accurate, threw the ball well. He's got some good players around him to help that process. I came away pretty impressed with him. I liked him coming out in the draft just as a player. I thought he played the position well. He throws the ball down the field really well on top of it. I was impressed by him. I think they got themselves a good young quarterback there.